Hello, everyone. Yes.
We have a question from yesterday.
We have 3 more Dharma talk nights. We have 1 more question from last night, from yesterday. Okay, go ahead.
Is focusing on schoolwork also an artificial thing?
Any type of training that enhances the focus is very desirable. I'm glad that they asked this question because I wanted to go back to yesterday's slide, number 24. The key Chinese wisdom, the key Chinese, ancient Chinese wisdom is on that slide 24. So that's why I feel that it's so important. I took the time to translate it for you into English. And this is how I would interpret that teaching. Okay, the Chinese is very concise, so it's subject to a lot of different interpretations. But I feel this is what the key essence of this particular teaching in just 6 sentences is right here. The conclusion is right here. Okay, the Chinese used to do that. The Chinese sages and wise, the wise people used to do this. It says the way to teach, again in slide 24, I modified it. I don't know if it's reflected at all online. Is it reflected? Okay, very good. The way to teach, according to this 3-word sutra, okay, teaching focus is of greater value. That's what they're trying to emphasize. They're trying to emphasize the fact that if you want to train the next generation, okay, the basis of everything you teach them has to be designed to enhance the focus, to enhance the concentration. This is extremely wise, okay? And if you understand that, then you know that you have to find, as a parent, as a teacher, you need to find a way to increase your students' concentration, okay? And we Buddhists have the secrets, have the secret knowledge on how to do that a lot better than anyone else. So that's why it's very, very, very impressive that the Chinese wisdom, the ancient Chinese wisdom, is so profound that even in that teaching right there, Wei Yi Chuan still leaves a lot of hanging things that unless people ask a question, like the internet question, okay, when we teach our children, can we teach them cooking? Can we teach them sewing? Can we teach them music? Can we teach them calligraphy? All those things, okay, are simply expedients for the teachers and the parents to enhance the children's concentration level. Everything you do at this Chanchi here, okay, everything you do is towards enhancing your concentration. Okay, and you do it intensively for the entire day, for an entire week. So we have the technology to systematically increase your concentration. And when you increase your concentration, naturally, your memory will improve. Okay? And that's how, because right now the children, there's so much emphasis on teaching children with the memorization, which is a very useful tool. Okay? All right. Any other questions? I'm really impressed with Chinese wisdom. I went to a French educational system. We learn about the sciences and about the culture, but we never learn about concentration. And so when I failed to be able to keep up with the pace of brainwashing, of stuffing your brains with knowledge and memorization, I had to go back to meditation. Instinctively. No one told me, but I had to let go and empty my mind so that I could continue. Okay, my study preparations. Okay, so the system failed. Okay. And so it's an interesting system because of that. My friends in my times, the ones who made it are the ones who later on went on to do great things in their careers. They became CEOs and presidents and vice chairmen and stuff like that of the large corporations. Because they're the one who have better concentration. If you survive all those, you naturally develop your concentration. All right, continue, please.
这么样子读，左读也不会，右读也不会，读来读去也不会。
Read like that, read them left and right, still couldn't get it. Read them back and forth, and still couldn't get it.
那么读会了，那时候都是要背书，拿着这个书本到先生那儿去。
When I got it, at that time to study, need to memorize books. I brought this book to the teacher.
要把这个书交给先生，那么调过背向的先生，怎么眼睛不看这书本子来再把它念出来，啊。
Needed to hand this book over to the teacher. Then I turned around, turned my back towards the teacher, without eyeing the book, recited out again.
念得很熟的，把面一调过来，一个字也想不起来。
I read it. I read till I was very, very familiar. But once I turned my back around, once turned around.
连个人字也想不起来了，就这么奇怪。
Oh, I couldn't even remember a word, not even the word person. It was strange like this.
呀，但是我看人家那个赌牌九啊，又叫天九牌，有天呢，有地呀，有人呢，有。
But when I saw others gamble, that 牌九, gambling 牌九, also called 天九 poker game, has heaven, has earth, has people.
又有这个，这是32张天九牌，32张呢，4个人来赌啊。
Also has this 32 cards of 天九 poker, 4 people to gamble.
看看谁，那是有一对天，一对地，一对人，这是最大的。又有皇上啊，也有叫 三坠六套。
See who has a pair of heaven, a pair of earth, a pair of people. This is the biggest. Also has emperor. This is 3 branches and 6 sets.
这个32张天九牌，我到那一看，没有5分钟，我都记得了，啊。
This is 32 cards of Tianjiu poker. I went there to have a look. Not even 5 minutes, I remembered it all.
把这个32张的天九牌那里什么样子，我回去我自己就做一副，我自己就做得很漂亮。
The 32 cards of Tianjiu poker, how they looked like, I remembered them all. I went back and made a set myself, made it very beautiful.
你看这个读书读的没有法子记得住，记这个东西。
You see, this reading book, I had no way to memorize, but to memorize this thing, poker game.
也不需要师傅教，也不需要老师来怎么样说教你一遍呢？那就
I don't need a sifu to teach, also don't need a teacher to teach once.
那么看他们弄完，不超过5分钟就记得，通通的。
Just like that, I watched them playing, no more than 5 minutes, then I memorized it all.
你看，所以呀，这小赌钱的东西没有人教，也会了。
So you see, to learn stuff like gambling, I didn't need anybody to teach me. I got it just like that.
小读书有人教，也读不好。
To learn to read a book, even I had someone to teach me, I still couldn't get it, still couldn't read it well.
所以这就现在末法时代，人学佛法总一回回的。
Therefore, at this Dharma ending era now, people who study Buddha Dharma are always doubtful.
Okay, just a minute. So you see the story that Master Hsuan Hua illustrated. He used himself. He told a story about when he was younger. He has a hard time memorizing things, books. But when he learned people playing Chinese poker, Chinese game, card games, he watched them play for 5 minutes, and he could understand how to do it to the point where he can go back and made a set of those cards himself. That's incredible memory. He could see the cards and he could remember what those looked like. So it's very impressive. Now, what is the rationale for that? Why is that he's able to memorize the cards and he's not able to memorize the books? I know you're not Chinese, but at least you don't have to be Chinese to understand. Yes, orange.
Master, did he have limited education?
A what?
Did he have limited education?
His education is about up to grade 8. But now he's talking about a much earlier age. Well, he had to memorize just 6 lines. of a sutra. There's only 6 lines. He couldn't even memorize it. He really had a difficulty memorizing it. And then he could memorize 32 cards with all the drawings and the stuff. Yes. Pink bear paws.
No, it's me.
I don't think she gets it. Oh, yeah, pink.
Because
Pink bear paws after that, yes.
Because he's extremely interested in the card games.
So what did you want to say, bear paws?
No, I was going to say, Master Hsuan Hua in past life have played the poker many times.
She says he was a professional Baijiu player in a prior lives. Possible, okay? But we don't know that, but the real reason this lifetime, it doesn't matter if the prior lifetime he played or he's very good at that. This lifetime, the conditions is that, the key word is interest. He wasn't interested in learning the sutras, but he was more interested in learning how to play. So fundamentally, we raise our children to the point where we put them in a position, most of them, not to dislike studying, and to prefer playing. That's our fault. It's the parents' faults and the teachers' faults. Because the point being that Master Hsuan Hua, when he was younger, if he's able to memorize that game, then he's capable of memorizing. It's just that he has no interest in memorizing the sutra. So part of education, okay, and that's why it goes back to the earlier question, how do you teach them to increase power, concentration? You teach them to play poker, you teach them to play games. That helps as well. Okay, so all those called expedients. And bottom line is that you need to motivate them, to create the interest and motivate them. Not just interest, but also motivation as well. Okay, when I was younger, my motivation is, as in Vietnam, the parents are very proud of the kids getting good grades, going to good school and being the top, among the top of the class. So the culture in Vietnam is that we expect our children to do well in school. Okay? And so it's like if you love your parents, you respect your parents, that's what you're supposed to do. It's not something for debate. So you're motivated to do that. I wasn't that interested, frankly. But I was motivated because of the desire to please the parents, the desire to compete in society. Okay, so the ways for parents, we need to prepare our children by 2 ways: either motivating them to work harder, okay, and creating interest in them. Doesn't matter how young they are. It could be younger, it could be even younger or even older. Whatever they want to learn, you need to have interest or motivation. You cannot force feed them. They say, I can't memorize because he's not interested. He's not motivated to do it. Okay? So that's how we train dolphins, remember? We make them, we teach them to do tricks, and then what do? The trainers give them what? Sardines, fish, and so forth. Okay, that's how you motivate them. Okay, there's rewards, there's a prize. And that to me is the responsibilities of the parents and of the teachers. Because if you don't do it, don't expect the teachers to do it for you. It's your own children. And you do that, you pass on that knowledge, that tradition to the next generation. Okay, just the same as the Chinese. And it's a shame that the Chinese lost that tradition of teaching concentration, of developing concentration in their children. They lost it. That's why, over time, the Chinese patriarchs had to bring it, Mahayana, to the US. Because their people don't get it anymore. Their Chinese, their own Chinese descendants don't get it anymore. They don't have enough concentration to get it. And you know, interestingly, later on you find out, he'll be talking about Venerable Lingyou, what is the first patriarch, the founding father of our lineage, Weiyang lineage. And you see, it's fascinating how superior those people used to be. And how, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be disrespectful or scornful, but how the Chinese have become just like the Westerners nowadays. They lost the Chinese identity. They lost the depth. Yes.
Master, although they've lost their depth and current loss of interest, let's say, maybe more interested in Western interests, because they've had long roots, would that somehow assist them if they ever were interested again?
I don't understand the question.
Well, you were talking previously and many times before that the Chinese possess a culture that is very rich in tradition with long roots. So I wonder if in the future maybe they might be able to regain that again.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It would take the leadership like an emperor to have the foresight and the wisdom to invest in that instead of investing in competing with the Westerners only, measuring everything in terms of Western standards. There's some profound Chinese, Asian standards that are so far advanced that there's no way the Western can appreciate or can ever be able to keep up with it. They have the DNA, they have the heritage, but it's the lack of an emperor, like the Taizong at the time of Xuanzang, who invested in Xuanzang to go to India and bring back the sutras, and invested in 20, 30 years with thousands of people translating the Indian wisdom into Chinese. It's called investments. Just like we need to invest in our children. So we need to plant those seeds. Okay? The Westerners only planted seeds of worldly dharmas. the Asians, in our heritage, we plant the seeds of wisdom. We have the Dharma wisdom. The Westerners don't have the Dharma wisdom. The Westerners have a Dharma of worldly knowledge.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? It's fine. It's fine to sustain this life, to improve the quality of life. But if you want to really contribute long-term and have far-reaching influence on the future generation, you need to plant the wisdom seeds. And the Western leaders don't have that. They don't have that kind of DNA. They don't have the kind of heritage at all, unfortunately. Yes, internet.
Modern education theories say that if children are trained to do things to please their parents or wanting rewards growing up, they cannot sustain the interest later. Is that right?
Well, that's how that's how you do it. It comes to mind that, have you heard of the Yale law professor, Tiger Mom? Very famous. She's known as Tiger Mom. Her husband is also a Yale professor. She's a Yale professor in law school. So they're very, very smart. And she's Chinese. She's Taiwanese, I believe. Isn't that right, Xinxi? You don't follow Taiwanese news? I think she's Taiwanese. Yeah. Because I saw her at a news interview once, and her accent is not Chinese, it's more Taiwanese. Look at who's speaking about accents. Anyway, so she's very famous right now because she wrote a book on how she taught her two daughters. Okay? And this is a Taiwanese person who they have the Asian DNA, the Asian culture, okay, heritage. And then she went to Yale and adopted the Western culture and over her Chinese heritage. So she raised her two daughters totally based on Western standards. Violin, ballet, language classes and stuff like that. Okay? But no concentration. 位以传. Okay? That's education. That's the Chinese wisdom. What's most precious is concentration. Okay? And I wasn't bragging about it, okay? Let me tell you, in Buddhism, this is from the Buddhist wisdom, by the way, okay? You have concentration, there isn't a thing that you cannot do. That's in the sutra, the sutra, the Bequeath Teaching Sutra, okay? 至心一处 无事不办. Okay? Meaning that if you put your mind in one place, you're able to set your mind, to place your mind in one place, and don't move anymore. There's nothing you can't do in life. You can build skyscrapers, you can, court girls, or is it boys? I forgot. Okay? So there isn't a thing in life. Master, don't you ever forget, I am perpendicular. Is that what you mean? Perpendicular? My boy, it's this way. It's a wrong direction. So you see, so this is kind of interesting because it's this tiger mom. She's very proud of it. And she says, I'm a superior mother because this is I have high standards. I instill high standards in my children, my 2 daughters, and they're accomplished daughters. You know, they're very good at violin, and they have performances and stuff like that. And very proud of that. But you know what? I took a look at the daughters, and the daughters are rebelling. They're not impressed. They're very unhappy because they're force-fed. No one likes it when he is forced. Okay? Yes?
So from my knowledge, I feel like the Chinese, when they, so we're supposed to try to, I guess, like teach our kids how to build up our concentration, but I'm not sure if Chinese people used to, like, how do they build it in the past?
They had to go to a wise teacher to do that because it's specialized knowledge. For example, in Buddhism, we know how to build concentration. We know how to develop concentration, especially in our lineage, Huiyang lineage. We're one of the best in the Chinese Buddhism history. Okay, so we know what it takes. Okay, we know the requirements. We have the big picture. We have a proven track record of doing that. Okay, but it's not available to lay people. It's transmitted from master to master. Okay, so. All the Chinese from the 3 words sutra wisdom reveals is that you better pay attention to concentration power, okay, as part of education. That's all they taught. Okay. So you have to figure it out. They have to figure it out. Okay. Sometimes you do martial arts, that helps build concentration. Sometimes you do yoga. It helps. You do Tai Chi, it helps. Lifting weight, that helps. There are so many ways to do it. But only in Buddhism, we can have a much faster way, much more systematic, and you can reach much higher level of concentration because we're the masters at it. That's all we do. Chan is about concentration. It's a matter of survival for us, okay? Because Dharma Ending Era, and we'll go into that a little bit later. You see, Dharma Ending Era is because people can't concentrate anymore. People, the monks and nuns, don't know how to develop concentration anymore. You know, in your country, okay, that knowledge is lost. Okay, only the Master Chung So and Master Jinghua had concentration, but the way they develop the students is lost. You don't have that. Yes. Okay, bear pause. Pink bear paws.
Master, so I often met some Korean lay people before. They go to the temple because the mom and dad ask them to go when they have a problem. And then they're taught to do like 108 bowing or recite the Buddhist sutra. Even though it's not so precise, method, would that help to develop concentration power for those people in Korea?
Of course, it helps, but it's about if you want to paraphrase Hitler. Hitler, anyone knows Hitler? You want to create a super race. It's not by genes. It's by up here. Hitler got it wrong. You do genes, you have no control. This is what you control, the super genes, the super races. Okay, continue, please. Still have bear paws, you still have more comments. Now it's 5 fingers.
Your answer got, sorry, my question is being resolved. Thank you, Master.
Go on.
是有佛，想佛是真有吗？真有佛吗？
Is there a Buddha? Once talking about the Buddha, is it for real? Is there really a Buddha?
You see, again, it's about tradition as well. It's so important. Culture is so important. In China, if you go and see at the time of Venerable Huineng or Ling You or the great Chinese chant masters, you go there and say, is there really a Buddha? Is there really, is that for real? Can you prove it to me? This is what Westerners do here. They said, are you for real? You know, God appears to me. But I don't see Buddha. Okay, prove it to me. If people come with that kind of attitude, are we supposed to prove it to you? Are we that desperate? You are seekers. You're seeking wisdom. You're seeking training. And we have to sell to you our training? We have to convince you that we know what to do? So that's why back then the Chinese, you know, they're so respectful and they went to seek knowledge and they show the sincerity through hard work and through hardship and suffering and so forth. Okay, over here we're too comfortable. As soon as you a little bit have experienced a little bit of discomfort or suffer a little bit, you say, "Oh, that's enough. I'm backing off." Okay, and that's why you all struggle so much. Go on.
佛讲的这个佛法，佛法是不是令人净吃亏？
Buddha spoke this Buddha Dharma. Is this Buddha Dharma always making people suffer losses?
一信佛就要供养人，又要供养三宝。
Once you believe in the Buddha, then you need to make offering to people and also need to make offering to the Triple Jewel.
有人供养我，有多好？为什么我要供养人？我要供养三宝呢？
Wouldn't it be good if somebody make offering to me? Why do I need to make offering to others and to the Triple Jewel?
就这么生出一种怀疑心。 本来知道这是对的，但是他怀疑。
Like this, brought forth a doubtful mind. Originally, he knew this was right, but he had doubt.
So you see, my point here about education, about the basis of learning, is the most difficult thing is to develop concentration. The concentration is foremost. Okay? Once you develop concentration, all you have to do is find a way to motivate people, how to help them develop interest. Then once they set their mind to it, they certainly can learn, they certainly can accomplish anything they want. You see? So the Westerners only know the secret to executing, to doing, but they don't have the secret to developing concentration, which is the foundation of great achievements. Is it clear? The Asian culture is far superior to the Western in that sense. And how on earth did we lose that? I can understand why the Chinese kept it for themselves and didn't transmit it to Thailand, to Vietnam and Korea and so forth. Okay? But even the Chinese lost it as well. They don't understand the secret is that concentration, that samadhi power, that their ancestors have the secret to developing. And they pass it from generation to generation to generation. And if you don't ask for it, it's going to be lost. And that's why my late teacher, because no one really asked for it, so he had to move over here, where people will ask for it and have the potential and the willingness to undergo the training to develop it. Go on.
知道是不对的，但是他不怀疑了，啊，你看，拿着
He knew this was not right, but he had no doubt.
吃迷魂药来讲，一般的青年人，啊，有很多聪明有智慧的人，也一样用那个东西。
You see, take this taking ecstasy for example. Normal youth and many smart and wise people also use that thing.
啊，明明知道这个东西吃着没有什么意思，
Despite the fact they knew taking this stuff is nonsense.
回这要开悟了呢。吃这个东西，啊，教他有一个特别境界。
Maybe they wanted to become enlightened. They took this stuff. Felt a very special state.
啊，就是他明明知道这个东西没有用了，他还要去用；明明知道这个有用，啊，他就不用。
Despite the fact he knew this stuff is useless, he still used it. Despite the fact he knew this stuff is useful, he just didn't use it.
所以你看，这就是末法时代的人就是这样。
So you see, in the Dharma Ending era, people are like this.
正法时代，人呢就解脱坚固，解脱，人人都正果。
Proper Dharma era's people were liberation solid. everybody certified fruition.
Solid here, I believe, has more of the meaning of, I believe the DRBA translation is strong. Does it make sense, Chinese people? Jiangu, it has a connotation of strong, sturdy. But that has, because they excel at that. That's Jiangu, meaning that they don't deviate from that. Jiangu is whatever you do, okay, solid, you cannot move this person. Okay? So solid is okay, but the English translation, when you translate Jiangu, okay, into solid, which is the literal translation, it misses out on the concept of excellence, concepts of excelling at that. Okay, so I think the DRBA translation is not solid, but something like strong or something like that. It's been a while. I don't look at their materials anymore, so that's why I don't pay attention anymore. Okay, solid is not American. Okay, should be like we're strong in liberation or excel in liberation. Yes, question. Give Jane a microphone, please.
Actually, we had a hard time we don't know how to translate this, so
Yeah,
we would like to have your
Buddhist jargon.
advice.
Yeah, it's like they're wen yin wen. They're each discipline has their own jargon, their own. That's very difficult to translate. So this is where the DRBA really is very good in terms of language. They understand more than we, because they understand than the Chinese language, and they also refer to the Sanskrit language as well. So they combine them, the two. So in general, language-wise, their translation is really, really, really good. Okay, it's just the depth is not there because the concentration is not there. You see that? You can excel, have a flowery, you can play violin, you can write poems, but if you don't have the concentration, you don't have depth. It's not possible to develop depth. You can spend your lifetime learning about languages, learning about worldly knowledge, but you'll never be able to achieve depth. Case in point, Nobel laureates, the highest guy I saw in the world. Okay, I saw a group of Nobel laureates getting together, and they did a documentary on Nobel laureates, and the highest guy is only fourth dhyana. And most of you are way beyond that already, and you're not even geniuses. Life is not fair. And you're a lot poorer too, a lot less famous as well. Okay? You understand? Even though you have concentration, because this boy here at 6 samadhi, like Alung, but now you use the concentration power, apply it towards acquiring worldly knowledge, then you can easily take care of yourself and your family. And your master. Because your master has more concentration than you, but he has no worldly knowledge at all. That's why he's poor. All right? So they are strong in liberation. Because of that, everybody is certified to fruitions, many fruitions. Okay? Continue, you see. The Chinese teaching is very profound. They have these hidden messages that we need to spell it out for you, because if we don't, you become just Chinese. You don't get it anymore. Okay. Continue, please.
正出果、二果、三果、四果，那很平常的事。
Certified first stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, that was very common things.
You see, that's the proper Dharma age, proper Dharma era, 正法时代. Okay? That, at that time, there were a lot of people who cultivated, those who cultivated, the majority of them certified to the fruitions. And that's a reflection of the era. Is that clear? It's not about time. It's not about 10,000 years ago, or 5,000 years, 3,000 years ago. Okay? It's about during the Dharma, proper Dharma age, people who practice the proper Dharma, will certify the fruitions. So that's what happened when my master was moved to America. Okay? People who practice under him, certified to first, second, third, fourth stages. Easily. It's easy for Wei Yang lineage. This is what we call low-level attainments. Okay, how many lineages out there who can look at third, fourth stage as low, very low level, which is, you say, what's the big deal? Okay, that's how specialized we are at developing concentration. Continue.
佛是一说法，一听这个法就正果了，这是解脱坚固。
Once the Buddha spoke the Dharma, once people heard this Dharma, then certified devolution. This was strong in liberation.
You see that? What's hidden, he says, at the time, there's no temples, there is no Dharma lecture halls, there's nothing. The Buddhists met these people at on the road, spoke Dharma to Angulimala. Okay? Spoke Dharma to Mahamoggallana. Spoke Dharma to Shariputra. Okay? And they certified the fruitions. What is that called? 顿教. Certain teaching. Right then already, the Buddha taught sudden enlightenment teaching. That's why these his disciples, he has so many disciples who certified the fruitions and got so much out of his teachings. Continue.
相法时代是正法时代解脱坚固，相法时代是禅定坚固。是吧？
Resemblance Dharma era, proper Dharma era, was strong in liberation. resemblance Dharma era was strong in Chen Samadhi.
Okay, now let me make the correction here. First of all, it's called semblance Dharma, not resemblance. So remove the RE. Okay, semblance Dharma era. All right, you can make a correction right now. Let's agree on the proper terminology. Okay, it's semblance Dharma, which looks like a proper Dharma, is not. Correct? Looks like it's a Mahayana Dharma, but it's not. Yes, question.
Which of his disciples certified to bodhisattvahood?
What?
Which of his disciples certified to bodhisattvahood?
The Buddhas? Or Master Hsuan Hua's?
Master Hsuan Hua.
Why should I tell you? They know it. I know it. Why should we tell you? You should find out yourself by getting there.
Shakyamuni Buddha's disciple.
They're all the names. All the bodhisattvas that's named in the sutras. Okay. Now, the next thing that he's made a mistake on is still not, we're not done yet. Okay? The proper Dharma was strong in liberation. Semblance Dharma era was strong in not Chan Samadhi. This is incorrect. In building temples. They built a lot of temples. Monumental temples. Monuments. That's what they excel doing. They built so many temples. Because, look, when Master Hsuan Hua came to this country, did he build any great temples? No. All he did was to train a lot of enlightened disciples. No temples. Okay? He bought a lot of properties, land, and so forth, but no monument at all. CTTB is an ugly place. Okay? Berkeley is a farce. Okay? It's embarrassing to go to Mahayana temple, and that's compared to the other Chinese and Taiwanese and Thai temples. You know, our temple looks so ugly, looks so poor, looks so disappointing, if you will. Okay, there's no photo ops at all. We don't want to have. It would be embarrassing to have your photo taken there. You cannot post them. You don't want to post them on Instagram or online at all because it's too embarrassing. Okay, the other great temples are only half an hour away, 20 minutes away. There's so many much better looking temples. So strong in building way places, building temples. Okay, so they excel at building way places. Okay, because they can't cultivate. You see the rationale for that is that if you can't cultivate, then you create conditions for others to cultivate. So that sometimes down the road, you have the blessings to cultivate. Because when you cultivate, you need people to support your cultivation. You need people to, offer shelter, offer you blankets, offer you food, drinks, medicine, and so forth, heat, clothing, and so forth. Because you're not doing anything but sit there all day. All right? So that's why, you see it's very, you have the insight on how your progression evolves. You practice giving in the Dharma semblance here, but you practice the proper way by supporting way places. Is it clear? That's a Chinese secret, the Indian secret. that they simply repeat it to themselves. And now for us coming over here to the US, and say, oh, Dharma Sama's era is not about us. No, we talk about these eras because for you to understand. Look at where your temples and your Buddhist association, where they are. Are they cultivating? Are they building temples? Or are they fighting? That's the third one. You see that? And you can tell which Dharma they're practicing. That's the hidden messages here. Okay? You go to a Chinese temple, never mind about us. In the Chinese temple, look at them. Are they certified arhats or not? And now, after the master is gone, what are they doing? Are they training arhats? Are they building temples? Or are they fighting? Okay? Can you see that? So, this is a clue for you, Buddhist peoples, monks and nuns, to gauge. Where are you going? What kind of temple are you going to? Okay? Which Dharma is being practiced at those way places? And I know I'm going to have a lot of flack. A lot of monks and nuns will be very extremely unhappy with me. Okay? But this is what is meant by these eras that these teachers keep on talking about. It's for you, it's for us. It's not knowledge. Can you understand that? They can't care less for you to be able to define what is a semblance Dharma era is. Can't care less. It's about you to see what kind of Dharma is being practiced at those temples. There's no hiding, okay? In Buddhism, you can talk all you want. Bottom line is, what you do 24 hours a day dictates, reflects what Dharma you're practicing. There's no escaping that. You can claim you're the greatest master, you have 1 million disciples, you're famous, and your video is everywhere on the internet. That's for worldly stuff. For us professionals, this is what we look at. For you, people in the know, better learn it. And you, sanghas, better explain it to people. Okay? I know. I'm causing a lot of problems for future donations our temple. Okay? But we're used to being poor, so it doesn't matter to us anymore. Okay? And I hope your generation, you stick to our tradition. You have to tell them to spell it out for people, because that's our job, to deliver this quintessential Mahayana tradition, quintessential Mahayana understanding that now we are obligated to pass it on, because we cannot afford to let it get lost like it happened in China. Continue, please. Question the internet.
Can lay people achieve high level of enlightenment?
What?
Can lay people achieve high level of enlightenment?
Lay people not only can achieve high level enlightenments, but they are higher levels than my master's disciples, left from disciples. And those are rare cases. Okay.
At that time, people were still cultivating Chan, practicing samadhi. Many people could enter samadhi.
It's wrong. It's building temples. Continue.
Then now, the Dharma Ending Era is strong in conflict. Before this strong in conflict was strong in many hearing.
Okay, so you see, now we go to the era we're at. It's called Dharma Ending Era, where it's an era of fighting, of conflict, of strife. Okay, this is what we do. You come to the temple and you fight with the other disciples. That's what you do. You go to the kitchen, you fight in the kitchen. You go to the dining hall, you fight in the dining hall. You go to the Buddha hall, the Chan hall, you complain. The window is open. It's too noisy. It's too hot. It's, people are so unaware. They make noises. They open windows when they're not supposed to open windows, and so they in this Dharma Ending Era, people are very good at fighting. And that's why what we have samurais and ninjas. We're very proud of it. We have Japanese words, okay, which is excel at cutting people, cutting people's bodies and bones, flesh and bones. Okay, because we excel at fighting. And it's funny, they're so proud of that tradition. Huh? And the same thing, you look at the temple. Okay, are these people fighting? That's all they do. I noticed the people who come to our temple. And that woman who brought Heng Liang over the other day, her face is all fighting. He says, "You are wrong. I'm right. This is wrong. You don't know what you're doing. How could you?" They're always finding faults in others. Okay? They're fighting because they see that others are wrong and they're right. Okay? Why is that? Because it's the nature of the era. In the Dharma semblance era, people still have blessings. That's why they naturally need to invest those blessings into something else, to grow even more blessings, if you will, like a rich people. They know how to make money, so they know how to invest money to make even more money. Is that clear? Same concept. These people are so blessed, they naturally found a way to create even more blessings by building temples. So that's why you see a lot of Taiwanese, okay, a lot of Chinese nowadays, when they got money, what do? They build temples. They build monuments in China, in Taiwan. Right? So those right there, as you see the Dharma Semblance Network, because these people have blessings. Master Hsuan Hua disciples, when he was in the world, his disciples had the blessings. So they came to him in order to receive training and become enlightened. That's the drive. Okay? They learn from the great master so that they develop their samadhi power and certify to the fruitions. That's the Dharma, the proper Dharma era. In the Dharma Ending Age era, okay, people don't care anymore. They don't look at blessings anymore. They said, me, 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 me. How am I going to get my pleasure? How am I going to indulge myself? Huh? How am I going to have fun? That's the Dharma Ending era mindset. Okay? They only think of themselves. I said, me, 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 me. I want to eat, I want to have fun, I want to play, I want to drink, I want to smoke, I want to inhale, you know. Have you tried that? Okay? So and because of that, because if you put two people together and they're all both self-centered, all they care about is indulging themselves. Clearly, they have conflict, right? Because they don't care for anyone else. At least the people who, in the Dharma semblance age, they build temples because they care for others, naturally. In Dharma Ending Age, people are so hungry, they're so poor, they're so deprived, that all they can think of is satisfy themselves. When I say this, I'm reminding all of you, left home people, ask yourself, what kind of mindset you have? Are you in this for yourself? Okay? Then if you do that, you naturally will fight to prove you're better, you're right, and someone else is wrong. Okay? And that's a natural tendency for the people in the Dharma Ending Age because they're self-centered. All right? Now, we know that. Master Hsuan Hua knows that. Our lineage, we know that. That's why we use your tendencies to train you. That's why we allow you to fight among yourselves. Claw. Scratch people's eyeballs. You don't think I know? you scratch each other's eyeballs out. And you say, Master says, oh, hi, Master. I'm so happy here. Bullshit. So you see, in this Dharma semblance age, the teachers would encourage the students, many of them, to build temples. Okay, and that's what Venerable Xu Yun was doing. His disciples, many of them, are practicing Dharma semblance age. They helped him restore a lot of temples in China. Okay. Whereas when I went to Master Hsuan Hua's temples, the monks are fighting tooth and nail over every single thing. And I was shocked. I said, the Sangha is supposed to be a Dharma of harmony. Okay? Meaning we live together, we practice together, we share food together, we share temples together. Okay, we share the good things together, chocolate pies, the choco pies together. Okay, but we share it. As soon as we're done eating, we fight. The monks fight. Okay, beat up on each other. Don't be misguided. That's only an expedient to train them. Because we use your natural tendencies to fight and try to claw each other's eyeballs out. Yes, question.
Do bodhisattvas have to work harder to rescue living beings during the Dharma Ending Age?
No, it's a piece of cake. All right? So you see, it's about recognizing people's tendencies, to help them, to motivate them, to develop the concentration power, and then to motivate them, to create interest in them, for them to make it. The Dharma is not as rigid as you think. That's why people will evolve from fighting to wanting to benefit others. Dharma Assembly Age is benefiting others. There's this mindset, you want to benefit others. Okay? And you don't know how, so you build temples. So you have to move from fighting to benefiting others, and then to developing Qun Is, developing concentration. Of course, we're experts. The patriarchs are experts at that. And my master showed it, demonstrated that in his temples. Okay, time is up. Any final questions? Bear paws.
Hello, we would like to introduce a new person from Korea.
Yes.
He's
안녕하세요.
Mr. Kim from publisher. His publisher.
Very good. Very nice to meet you.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
희영 씨도 빨리 가서 인사해요. And Hyung came last night after work.
Hello, Hyung.
How are you? Very good.
Good to see you. Are you well?
Yeah, very, very good.
You still not
Happy to be
traveling?
there.
You still not traveling?
No, no traveling. It's
Resting, huh?
Completely.
Okay, very good. Okay, good to see you. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. We see you tomorrow night. Thank you, everyone.